Our Congress is a bicameral system. That basically means that, as we've talked about in earlier parts of the year, that it's made up of two houses. That there are two different groups that make up our legislative branch. So the question is why? Why do we have that system? Well, number one, it's modeled very much after what the British have. They have a two house parliamentary system. So though we declare our independence from England, a lot of our ideas, especially governmentally, are based on what we were familiar with them. So just like they have a House of Lords and a House of Commons, we have a House of Reps and a Senate. Also, as we talked about, earlier in the year, it was a way in which having two houses could solve the dispute at the Constitutional Convention between the big states and the small states. Remember the Great Compromise. The big states, can be the group that sort of dominates the House of Reps because that's based on population, and the smaller states can kind of fight their fight in the Senate. So having two houses is a way to make both of those groups happy. And the third reason really is not only do we have checks and balances and separation of powers between the branches. But this is another example of, hey, we have checks and balances and separation of powers within the branches too. Again, we not only divide power between the three branches, but within the legislative branch, we further divide that power between two different groups. Sort of going along with the idea that the more times you divide power, the least likely you are going to have everybody be able to abuse that power. So again, we have a House and a Senate, and it's important to note that not everybody has the system we do. There are lots of countries that have unicameral legislatures: Denmark, Sweden, Norway, New Zealand. They're all examples of a unicameral system. But obviously, we're bicameral. We have two houses, House and the Senate.